Witnessing the alarming transformation of Genya into a demonic entity, Tanjiro is overcome with shock, causing him to hesitate in approaching his former comrade. Amidst the chaos, Karaku's agonizing screams fill the air, a result of Genya's relentless onslaught, leaving him unable to recover from the inflicted wounds. Sekido, however, grows furious at the demon's pleasurable cries, acknowledging that their healing abilities persist, albeit at a slower pace. Upon realizing that Aizetsu has also suffered decapitation, Tanjiro comprehends that simply severing the four manifestations will not bring about their demise, rendering his attacks futile. Swiftly, he employs his blade to free Nezuko from the debris that had trapped her, leading to a heartwarming reunion between the siblings, filled with a sense of solace and relief. Tanjiro's unease grows as he contemplates the possibility that decapitation may not be the demon's true weakness. He senses the presence of a fifth demon lurking on the battlefield, concealed from sight. In a sudden turn of events, Genya seizes Tanjiro by the throat, fueled by anger and determination to eliminate the upper rank. He boasts about his assistance in defeating Upper 6, emphasizing that he aims to become a Hashira. Tanjiro, undeterred and noticing Genya's saliva, calmly requests to loosen his grip. However, Genya tightens his hold, unwavering in his determination to achieve Hashira status before anyone else. Tanjiro responds with unwavering support, assuring Genya that both he and Nezuko will stand by his side on his journey. He reveals the presence of a hidden fifth demon, though Genya initially doubts his words, suspecting a ploy to lower his guard. Yet, upon witnessing Tanjiro's sincere gaze, Genya realizes the truth and is taken aback. As tension mounts, lightning crackles around them, signaling the complete regeneration of Sekido, Karaku, and Urogi. Tanjiro instructs Nezuko to join forces with Genya and confront the clones, while he ventures away from them in search of the elusive fifth demon. Genya unleashes his attacks on Urogi, while Nezuko engages in a fierce battle with Karaku, narrowly evading his powerful gust of wind that almost strikes Tanjiro. The force of the wind clears Tanjiro's senses, enabling him to regain his heightened sense of smell. Focusing on the scent of the fifth demon, he traces it to a nearby thicket where a tearful and fearful Hantengu is hiding, quietly reassuring himself that his manifestations will eliminate the demon's slayers. Tanjiro calls out to Genya and leads him into the depths of the forest to locate the demon. Observing Tanjiro's movement, Sekido commands Urogi to intercept the demon's slayer. Now locked in combat with the demon of joy, Tanjiro urgently directs Genya to head northeast, revealing the demon's hiding place. Sekido's command brings forth a crackling storm of lightning that forces both Tanjiro and Genya to halt their movements. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, Tanjiro urges Nezuko to aid him by engaging the wrathful demon and disrupting his lightning attacks. Meanwhile, Urogi takes to the skies, while Karaku materializes behind Tanjiro, conjuring a powerful gust of wind that propels him through the air. In a desperate act, Tanjiro clings onto a sturdy tree stump and drives his blade into the ground to anchor himself against the relentless force of the wind. The demon of anger readies himself to unleash another surge of lightning, but before he can strike, Nezuko bravely charges at him, only to be unexpectedly impaled by Aizetsu's spear. Gyokko, the upper rank 6, taunts the trapped Miss Hashira, questioning if he can feel pain, while Muichiro futilely attempts to pierce through the water pot that confines him. As Muichiro's life hangs by a thread and he fights to maintain his composure, upper rank 5 revels in the excitement of witnessing his struggles, noting the rising creativity in his relentless pursuit of stoicism. Nezuko finds herself trapped against a tree by the demon of sorrow, who warns her not to resist. He signals to Sekido to incapacitate her, but before he can act, Tanjiro swiftly severs the hand of the demon of anger with his vibrant crimson blade. Sekido observes Tanjiro's enhanced speed and strength, surpassing the demon's previous descriptions of him, as Tanjiro effortlessly slices through Urogi's wing and mouth. Nezuko seizes Aizetsu's head and pulls herself free from the shaft of his yari, launching herself at him and igniting the demon of sorrow in flames. Meanwhile, as Tanjiro attempts to strike Karaku, the demon of pleasure subdues him with a powerful gust of wind. Shifting his focus to Genya in the forest, the demon is caught off guard as Tanjiro unexpectedly severs his arm, directing Genya to head right as their target moves southward. As Genya dashes through the dense forest, he grapples with the challenge of pinpointing the whereabouts of the elusive demon, contemplating the possibility of it employing a blood demon art to conceal itself. Meanwhile, Karaku lands a forceful kick to Tanjiro's stomach, momentarily staggering him. Determined to aid Genya in his pursuit, Tanjiro shouts for him to veer towards the right, where the demon lurks on the ground. Peering down, Tanjiro spots the fifth demon camouflaged amidst the foliage. Hantengu has reduced in size, resembling nothing more than a tiny mouse. Astonished and finding it difficult to believe that this diminutive creature controls the clones, Genya gives chase, his anger fueling his determination. He reflects on the revelation that the entire battle had served as a mere hunt to locate Hantengu, who had been cunningly concealed while the four formidable manifestations engaged them in combat. With a newfound understanding of the immense toll this demon has taken, Genya swings his blade towards Hantengu's neck, only to witness his weapon snap in two despite the seemingly frail target. Taken aback, Genya pulls the trigger of his shotgun, unleashing a powerful blast directly at the demon's back. To his astonishment, Hantengu remains completely unharmed, showing no signs of damage despite the full force of the gunshot. Unable to comprehend the demon's extraordinary resilience, Genya senses a presence behind him, and in an instant, Sekido materializes, poised to strike him with his kakura. Caught in a state of paralysis, Genya realizes he has no means to evade the imminent attack, his head unable to regenerate. In what appears to be his final moments, memories of his older brother Sanemi flood Genya's mind. He had yearned to become a Hashira, longing for Sanemi's recognition so that he could apologize for a painful incident from their shared past. Genya's thoughts drift back to his childhood, reminiscing about his mother, a petite woman who toiled tirelessly day and night. His father, on the other hand, was a towering figure with an abusive temperament that matched his imposing stature. The contempt toward his father was so intense that it eventually led to his demise in a tragic stabbing incident. Genya's childhood was plagued by his father's abusive behavior, as he would regularly inflict harm upon Genya, his siblings, and their mother. Despite her petite stature, Genya's mother always displayed incredible strength and courage in protecting her children. One fateful night, as they lay in their beds, Genya noticed that his mother was unusually late returning home. Sanemi, his older brother, who couldn't sleep either, decided to venture out and search for her while Genya stayed behind to watch over their younger siblings. Although Genya yearned to accompany Sanemi, his brother reminded him of the promise they had made. Reluctantly, Genya remained with their siblings, attempting to calm their growing anxiety. However, the atmosphere became even more unsettling when a loud thud reverberated from the front door, prompting Genya's siblings to rush toward it in anticipation of their mother's arrival. Sensing something amiss, Genya warned them against opening the door, as he couldn't shake off the feeling that the figure outside might not be their mother at all. As the door shatters, a mysterious figure swiftly enters the house, instantly claiming the lives of 4 of Genya's siblings. In the chaos, Genya's face is slashed, and the assailant leaps to the ceiling, causing the lamp above to shatter, engulfing the room in darkness. Unable to see the attacker, Genya's mind races, initially mistaking it for a wolf. Suddenly, the figure lunges towards him, but before it can strike, Sanemi tackles it, and they both crash out of the house. In the midst of the turmoil, Genya pleads with his wounded siblings to stay strong and await help, while he rushes outside to find Sanemi. The sun begins to rise as Genya reaches the end of the street, where he discovers a bloodied and disoriented Sanemi gazing at their mother's disintegrating body. Overwhelmed by grief, Genya embraces her lifeless form and demands answers from Sanemi, accusing him of being the murderer, though Sanemi is frozen in a state of shock. Reflecting on that tragic moment, Genya now apologizes to his brother for the unjust accusation, understanding that their mother had transformed into a demon. Genya reflects on the immense burden Sanemi must have carried on that fateful night, the pain of fighting and slaying their beloved mother, and the unjust accusation hurled at him by Genya, the very brother he vowed to protect their family with. After their father's demise, as Sanemi and Genya strolled through the streets with provisions, Sanemi acknowledged their new responsibility to safeguard their mother and siblings. While Genya found solace in their father's passing, Sanemi recognized the void it would create in their family, and resolved to fill that void by being their pillar of support. Genya, expressing his belief that their protective role was not something new but a duty they had always fulfilled, evoked a smile from Sanemi. In his final moments, Genya lamented his inability to apologize and questioned why his brother's smiling face would be the last image imprinted in his mind. Deeming himself untalented due to his inability to master a breathing technique, an essential skill for aspiring Hashiras, Genya deemed his efforts to be in vain. Recalling the painful memory of Sanemi disavowing their bond and urging him to abandon the Demon Slayer Corps, Genya tearfully implored for an explanation as to why he was being pushed aside. With a sudden burst of determination, Tanjiro's voice echoes through the air, calling out Genya's name and urging him not to surrender. Swiftly moving forward, Tanjiro swiftly slices off Sekido's hand, saving his comrade from a perilous fate. Offering words of encouragement, he reminds Genya of his unwavering goal to become a Hashira. In an unexpected twist, Aizetsu emerges behind them, utilizing the Weeping Spear's technique to launch weapon projections towards the duo. Although directly caught in the attack, Tanjiro realizes he remains unscathed, only to witness Genya standing in front of him, bearing multiple puncture wounds. Realizing his limitations, Genya admits his inability to decapitate the demon, and implores Tanjiro to take on the task instead. With a fierce determination, Aizetsu lunges towards them, prompting Genya to fire his shotgun at the demon. With adrenaline coursing through his veins, Tanjiro sprints through the dense forest, tracking the distinct scent of the fifth demon. In his sights, he catches a glimpse of the fleeing Hantengu. As the demon enters the clearing, now free from cover, the demon's slayer swings his bright red blade at the upper rank. And this brings the part 6 to an end. Comment for part 7. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss out on another anime recaps videos. Until next time, take care.